Good morning, Year 9, and welcome to your second assembly of the Lambton lockdown. Hope you're well, hope your families are safe and well. Hope you're having a great start to the day. Over to Mr. Smale, who'll be taking the main assembly.
Thank you very much, Mr. Smale. So, obviously, we'll start off as usual with going through our vision and our ethos to be the best version of you. I'm really impressed with how you guys are responding to this challenge, and let's hope that continues as we move forward. It's vitally important at this time, more than anything, to be kind. Be kind to each other and be kind to yourself. So, what we're going to discuss today, let's go through these things, and we'll start off with some shout outs. Hopefully you've all seen these on the Google Classroom. We're posting lots of shout outs every single day. These are from teachers recognising people for doing exceptional work. Well done to everyone who's received one. We'll also be giving out super shout outs at the end of each week. These are to the people who get the most shout outs from lots of different lessons across the week. These will be sent as messages home to your parents via text. Just a little bit of admin. Hopefully you've all received your options choices now from your form tutor Google pages. I hope everyone's happy. If you weren't happy, I apologise, but there's nothing we can do, unfortunately. It was very difficult to get everyone exactly what they wanted, and unfortunately some people have not got what they really wanted. But the most important thing there is how you respond to this, okay? If you respond by being the best version of you, by showing a good attitude, doesn't matter what you picked, you will be successful, okay? And the other thing there is work monitoring. This has been increasing effectiveness with the teachers. So all teachers will now be filling out forms that go to me and Miss Capilla monitoring your work, and we'll be starting to contact people that are flagged up too many times by teachers. Okay, so you please don't be on that list. Please keep up to date with all your work. Having said that, it's been really obvious from looking at that data that most of you are doing an amazing job. So keep it up. Right, on to the main part of the assembly. This is the theme of the week, as I said in my post on Monday morning about Javon Hargrave, the homeless defensive tackle who just got drafted into the NFL. It's really important to not be a victim of your circumstances, to embrace the challenges that you face and turn them into opportunities. That's what we're going to discuss today. And here we have 8 fantastic examples of this. Okay. First we have Mohamed Salah, obviously world famous, world class footballer for Liverpool. But what you may not know is that his circumstances were very stacked against him when he was younger. He, at the age of 14, had to travel vast amount of miles just to get to his training for his club. He actually travelled 9 hours a day, 5 days a week. But he knew that that's what he had to do in order to be successful. We've had a whole assembly about her before, but Ilhan Omar, just a reminder, she's in the US Senate, recently elected for the Democrat Party, but she was born in Somalia, in the war-torn part of the country, lived in a refugee camp, and was a refugee to the USA. This is Shaquem Griffin. He's an NFL linebacker for the Seattle Seahawks, but you can see he was born without a left hand, which everyone said, well, you're never going to make it then, are you? He always knew that if he kept going, he would be able to achieve his dreams. He didn't let the circumstances of being physically disabled stop him from achieving his dreams. Obviously, we all know the story of Malala. She's an incredible inspiration, showing us the power of education and the power of showing such resilience towards her education. Even when she was banned from going to school or she was shot, she kept her education as the most important thing in her life and has gone on to achieve great successes at university. This guy is an Australian called Nick Vujicic. As you can see, he was born without any arms or legs. He has become an extremely successful motivational speaker around the world. I'm going to put a YouTube link at the bottom of this speech to a speech he did, so hopefully you'll get a chance to watch that as well. J.K. Rowling, we all know her for being the author of the incredibly successful Harry Potter series, but it took her so long to become successful. She was an extremely poor single mother in Glasgow for a long bit of her time, before she actually managed to sell this, and she was rejected by lots and lots of publishers, but she knew she had a good idea and she kept going. She didn't let the circumstances of being rejected by publishers stop her. And this guy, this is Beethoven, world famous musical genius, amazing composer. He actually started to lose his hearing as he became older, but he still managed to go on and produce some of the best classical pieces of all time, such as the Ninth Symphony. Ninth Symphony there, amongst other bangers that he wrote. So he carried on. He lost his hearing, but he still knew that he had to keep producing this music. He didn't let the circumstances define him. So hopefully there's just a few examples that you can think of when you think about these inspirational people, and hopefully you can come up with your own examples as well. So, what has this got to do with us? How does this help us with preparing for our GCSEs? Well, all those people didn't let their circumstances define them. They kept going, and that is what we are going to do. Yes, it's difficult at the moment with our GCSEs. It's a difficult way to start, but if we all work together, we can be successful at this. So, what can we do? Just a few practical things. First of all, check the exam board specification you'll be following for whatever subjects. Get an idea of what you'll be studying and how you're going to be assessed. Think about how you can prepare for that. Another thing you can do is keep up to date with the work being set now. Teachers will be setting you work that give you extra knowledge or extra skills or practice for your GCSEs. So if you complete them, you'll be developing all that. Go over your Key Stage 3 knowledge from year 7, 8 and 9 and fill in any gaps. You know, if you found a bit of maths difficult, for example, it's going to be harder at GCSE. How could you go over that difficult bit and make sure you understand it as you move forward? And make sure your work is organised so that you can revise from it. And then these three things are in a lot of ways more important than that. And these are the things that I really want you to get thinking about. Think about what motivates you, because it's really important to have this clear before you start your GCSEs. It might be friends, it might be family, it might be career aspiration or university applications or anything at all. It might be a particular person who motivates you and inspires you. But think about that, because you will need that motivation over the next 2 years as you do your GCSEs, and it's a great time to think about it now before you start. On a similar vein, think about your long-term vision and your long-term goals. This is something I did before I became your head of year in year 7. I spent a whole summer, I was doing lots of reading and research about successful organisations and working out what vision I wanted and the kind of head of year I wanted to be. And it took me a very long time to work that out. And I needed that whole summer of preparation to kind of get ready, because once you get into the day-to-day of stuff, it's very easy to lose track of that. But if you have that kind of deep inside and you're very clear with that, it will help you. And that your long-term goals, again, it could be anything. It could be where you want to live. It could be what you want to have as a job in the future, where you want to study, what you want to study, anything at all. Okay? And find your role models and think about how you can be a role model. So all those 8 people there that I showed you could be role models to you. You might have someone else that you know that's a role model, or someone else famous that you want to be like. How can you find out who they are and what do they do that makes them so successful, and how can you replicate that? And this last one is really important. Think about how you can be a role model. Okay, you become like the people you hang out with the most, and a group of friends can be extremely detrimental or extremely advantageous when studying towards your GCSEs. If everyone in your group, if everyone in your team is working hard towards the same goal, encouraging each other, wanting to become successful, then that will make everybody successful. So really think about how you can be a role model to your family, to your friends, to your teachers, or to your younger siblings. Okay, so please do bear those in mind. If you want to discuss them, just let me know, and we can have a talk, maybe on Google Classroom. Finally, just like you to leave with this point: tough times never last, but tough people do. I said this to you last time. It is a difficult time. We've never had this before, but it's a great opportunity to really think about how we want to be successful in the future. I'm really proud to be your head of year. I'm really proud of how you've all responded. I personally can't wait to get back to school now to help you with this and to help you guide you through your next step, because I can't wait to see how amazing you're going to be in year 10 and year 11 as you start your GCSEs. Thanks very much for listening. Have a great day, and as usual, be kind, stay safe, and work hard. Thank you.